Okay, hello. I'm Cheryl, Helen, Darley. I think you're new. Hello from Braga. Where is Braga? On YouTube. Hello. I'm not sure where Braga is. Okay, let me just go here. Hi, Vicky. Oh, go away. My phone wants to be upside down. That's interesting. That's all right. Vicky, Hillary, Vera, Anna, Christine. Hello. Portugal. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever had anyone here from Portugal. Welcome. Carrie, I think you might be new too. Naomi, hi. Del, Jane, Rosie, hello. Back and recovering. You've had a big couple of weeks. Sounds like they did well, though. Sounds like it was a good couple of weeks. Hi, Karen. Now, I've got old glasses on tonight. I'm going to do a trick. I'm going to see if these new glasses are any better because they were meant to be made for this. So let's see. Oh, I don't think they're much different. I don't think they're much different at all. Slightly better. Hi, Sue, Caroline, Shelley, Marilyn, hello. Andrea, hello. You're in Queensland somewhere still. Obrigada. Oh, I'm not sure what that means. Hello? Maybe it's hello. Maureen, hello. Okay, so. Yeah, I don't think these glasses are any better. All right, hi, Fiona. Leanne, hello. Warwick in Queensland. Okay, hello. Leanne, hello. Billy, what are you chewing? Not the cord? Okay, it's all right. So I've actually thrown his bed in the bin tonight, so he's got to find something new to chew because it was completely in bits. So I thought I'd show him, but no, he's showing me by now just starting on the rug. Hi, Marg. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Darlie. Obrigado to you too. Probably not saying it right at all. Gail, hello. Marilyn, hello. Lorraine. Jenny from New Zealand, hello. And Carol Checksfield, okay, from next door. I'm thinking it's you. Hello. Happy birthday for this week, if that is you. Thank you. Yeah, these are the new ones, Karen, but I asked for them to be made for my two screens. So they're meant to be like better ones, but I don't think it's making much difference. I've still got time to take them back. Oh, wow. There you go. I can speak Portuguese. Well done. Thanks, darling. Nice to have you here. Hi, Kim. Hi, Sharon. Yeah, I don't mind the look of them, but I don't think they're any better than my previous ones as far as being able to focus on two screens at once. Not too bad. Anyway, so my gin of the night is Garden Party, which I think it's from Knocklofty. So I've had it before, but it's a nice fruity one. Warms the cockles of the heart. Hi, Debbie. And it's just on the hill, just up the road, somewhere in a little suburban block. They're making it in their shed. Celebrates all the best qualities of Tasmania's summer fruits: blackcurrant, blueberry, raspberry, and strawberry, with just a hint of sloe. Bright and fresh gin, perfect for the warmer months. Oh, well, I'm having it in the cold. Enjoy in the moment and serve Garden Party as a long drink with ice and tonic, or simply with a splash of champagne. Oh, it would be nice with champagne, actually, like a gin fizz. Carrie Lee, hi. I must say my little hot chocolate cocktail last week was very nice, though, but I've had the heater on tonight, so I'm not quite so chilly. Hi, Judith. Yeah, so that's quite nice. Okay, I know I say this every week, but I haven't got a huge amount to show you. Hi, Gidget. Hello. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Chris. So we'll just make a start. Got some fabrics to show you first. So they're not brand new in, but we always get asked for bee fabrics. And so I didn't think I'd ever shown you those. So I thought I would. Let's go all the way. Hang on a minute. All the way in. Yeah, everyone seems to love bee fabrics. Hi, Brenda. And we sell a lot of bee fabrics. I actually had a lady in the shop once. I didn't even know this is a thing, but she was looking for bee fabrics because she was a member of what do you call a beekeeper? They have a special name. Anyway, she was a member of a women's beekeeping group down here in Tassie. I didn't know there was such a thing, and they meet monthly and they have all these events and things. So yeah, they so bees are popular. So this has got little bees and writing on it. What does it say? You belong among the wildflowers. Please, you belong along. Oh, okay. Sweet as can be humble, be true. Honey, bee, and flowers, please, in a world where honey, bee, and flowers. Be kind, you belong. So everywhere there's a bee is a bee in the writing. Sweet to the soul, be honey, bee, and flowers. Okay, anyway, it's words and bees. Apiarist, thank you, Hillary. Thank you, Brenda. Yes. Oh, next week. Catch you next week, darling. Actually, yes, no, we'll catch you next week. We'll try again next week. I guess it's morning there. Enjoy. All right, there's that one. Now this one is from the same collection, I think. No, it's not. This is honey and lavender. Oh, yes, it is honey and lavender, but this is more of a feature print, so it's a larger floral. So if you can see the size of my hand, I'm zoomed in quite a bit. And so it's got the bees a bit bigger, and then it's got these lovely flowers and lavender. So it's like an Indian floral style print, but that one is definitely meant to be lavender, I think. So there's that one. Could you see the lavender? Yeah, maybe there. Oh, on Catch Up, Fiona, you'll get it on Catch Up. Quick checking, I'm at Guild Mint. Oh, at Guild. Okay, hello to Guild. Here's another bee one. This is from Happy Day Farm, and it's just bees. Let's go out a little bit so you can see the scale of it. So that one's just bees. Nice little bees. And then this one is just bees, but it's this gorgeous, like tanny sort of print. It's like a taupey colour. It's a nice colour, actually. And that's bees, so that would be a good lining. Well, no, it could be a feature print as well. And then this one's got bees and their little bee trails. So we've ended up with quite a few bee prints if you're searching for them. So that one's a bee print. And then this one actually did come from the same collection, Petite Beehive, as one of them. But it is just a nice little floral, gorgeous little floral actually. So it's a little ditzy all over floral. So I think that goes with, yes, it goes with that one. So you can see that those two together would make a nice duo. Picks out the lighter brown in it. Hi, Robin. Hi, Michelle. Are you taking me out with you? Fiona, every time I take my phone into the shower, because I'm listening to something, not normally alive though, I always just get this feeling that, well, what if someone can see me? I'm sure they can't, but I always think that when I take the phone into the shower because I'm in the middle of listening to something. Hi, Cindy. The third of the trio is here. Yeah, so lots of people love bee prints, obviously, because we get asked them. So we actually had quite a few. There's possibly a couple more there too that I didn't find, but just thought I'd pick a few of those to show you today for something different. Okay. What else have I got to show you? So we have got a few happy things back in stock. So seem to go through these a lot. Curved safety pins. So there's 150 pins in those. There are 38 mil size too, 150 pins. So curved safety pins for pinning your quilts are back in. And iron cleaner is back in. And the little tubes. So we go through a lot of that as well. I'll put the links in a minute. I actually had to use mine today because, yep, I did the whole the applique paper circle on upside down thing today. And it was an oval which actually covered the whole bottom of the iron. So got out my iron cleaner today. It does work. So that is back in stock. And we've got these new 5-inch hoops. So they're from Birch. They're 5-inch. Then they haven't got the rim around the top. We've been really struggling to get the basic standard hoops that I use all the time. Although we have got some as well in the 6-inch and the 4-inch. But these ones have got the rim in the middle. So they're still going to clamp your fabric really well, but they're not the ones with the ring around the top. But they're 5-inch, and sometimes 5 is actually a good size. So 6 is a little bit big if you've only got a small piece of fabric, and 4 is just a little bit tight. So anyway, we have those 5-inch ones in. And what else do I have? As I said, I haven't got a lot to show you tonight. Okay, so we somehow got these rulers by mistake. I haven't used them, but it's a Creative Grids ruler, which you might know are the very nice quality ones that come out of America. But it's the pineapple trim tool. So if you do pineapple blocks, I was going to actually watch the video today to see how they work. But if you do pineapple blocks, then it helps you to create perfect 6, 8, or 10-inch pineapple blocks. I probably should actually try a pineapple block because it'd be a good way of using. It's just like an offset log cabin. But it'd be a good way of using scrap strips. Anyway, we have 3 of those at $59.25. Leslie, first time watching live. Not sure how long I'll be able to stay, but anything is better than nothing. Welcome, Leslie. You've watched on replay before, but not live. Hi, Catherine. Hi, Susan. There you go. Andrew said she's made several quilts with this one. Well, maybe I should keep one for myself. We'll decide. I can always get another. Okay, so I've got 3 of them. They're $59.25. We're going to do them for $40 if you want them. So there's 3 there. So first 3 if you want them for $40. And maybe I'll have to try a pineapple block and see how this ruler helps you. I'm assuming it just helps you line up on your center square and get everything exactly square as you go around. The Creative Grids, like they're printed double-sided. They've got the little grip things on the bottom so the ruler doesn't slip. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, for scrappy, that's what I was thinking, Andrew, when I'm looking at it. Like, yes, if you've got lots of scraps, which I have a lot because, I don't throw anything out because one day I might use it. You never know. Although you'd need 1.5-inch strips for these probably. So we have 3 of those, down to $40 if you want it. I also have, we found today during stock take, and I might need to go back to this one, these long 1 meter long metal rulers. Now we can't post them because they're too long to go Australia Post, but if there's anyone local that would like these very handy stainless steel inches and centimeters 1 meter long rulers, we have one on the cutting table at the shop all the time, and I have one on my table at home. They're just really handy when you're measuring things that are longer than your ruler or whatever. Okay, so Karen wants one of the pineapple rulers. There's one gone. So yeah, we have some of those, but we can't post them. So you'll have to be visiting, or yeah, they're just over 1 meter, and you can only post up to 1 meter through Australia Post. And I don't think you'd want to pay the freight if we had to freight it. So wouldn't be worth it. But anyway, we have those, and they're very handy, but they were hiding in a corner, so you probably didn't know we had them until Donna found them today for stock take. All right, what else have I got to show you? We have got 2 new projects to show you. Pineapple ruler for Jane, that's 2. So, two new projects that I'm showing you from our ASA retreat a couple of weeks ago. So, I'm spreading them out. So, we're not doing them all at once because I think all up they got about 10 different little projects. So, we're spreading the main ones out. They are all on the website if you happen to see them, but I thought I'd show you each week because I've got to have something to show you. Otherwise, it's a very quick live. So, the first one is this. I didn't bring patterns or kits home though, but that's all right. It's just this little lanyard. Tracy's having her Drifter's in gin. Oh, so you got some. That was when they went to the distillery when they were here for the retreat. So this is the lanyard, and the pattern just comes with obviously the iron-on transfer, which you have to cut apart because it's quite long and then stick together. So if you remember from a few weeks ago, that's when we use our washi tape to cut the long, thin transfer apart. And there's 2 or 3 of them, and you just keep joining them in one long row. Use the washi tape to join the transfers, and then use the washi tape to stick it to your fabric so that you can iron over it and it won't move while you're ironing your one big long strip. Okay. And then this had, so this just had all embroidery along it. So there's lazy daisies with colonial knots, lazy daisies, and a little bit of backstitch in there. And that just goes all the way along. So there's a fair bit of embroidery, but it's all just the same stitch and you just work your way along. Now in the kits come with the little toggle on the bottom. Where are we? On the zoom. And then we also gave them this thread cutter that will just go on the bottom, but you could put scissors on there or a name tag. If you're at a conference or something, you could put your name tag on the bottom. You could put all sorts of things on the little lobster clasp at the bottom. But we gave them this little thread cutter. Okay, it's just really simple to put together. So that is the floral lanyard, which has the embroidery on it. So that was meant to be the simple first project. You want to retreat with lovely Hobart gin? Yes. Okay, I think that's the 3 pineapple rulers gone. Gail, who was that? Helen Parsons got the last one. Yep. Yeah, put your keys on it. You can even hang your phone on it if you've got a hanger on your phone, whatever. But it's just a nice little lanyard for around your neck. And then one of the next projects, let's take that away so you can see it on the white, was this one, which is called the Affairable pouch. And so that has, if we go in zoomed again, that has a whole panel of this lovely embroidery. So we've got the lazy daisies again and a cross stitch. And then we've got I can never remember if it's cretin or chevron stitch, but anyway, an easy stitch there. Running stitch, more lazy daisies, French knots, back stitch, more lazy daisies, pistol stitches, and a feather stitch here with lazy daisies and a pistol stitch in the middle. So that was just going to be like a zipper pouch, was my first idea. It was just going to be a zipper pouch. But then I thought, oh, that's all that beautiful work for just a zipper pouch, which it is a zipper pouch, you can see here. So there's a little zip pouch there. But then on the back, we've got some EPP clamshells. And then that opens up like as a little flap. And then we've got all these pockets in here. So I've made 4 there so you can put your pens and things in them. Like so. Or your glue pen, if you had a glue pen here. And then there's just one big one there, but you could put a few extra things in there, whatever you wanted. And then the little flap to hold that in there. Now, I didn't put a finishing clasp on mine in the end, but you could either put like a magnet there for your pocket, or you could put a magnet there or a clip to clip that together. So I left it open to do what you like in the end. or herringbone stitch. Thank you, Robin. Okay, herringbone. What did I say? Cretin or something else? I always get those ones mixed up. Herringbone. Or you could also put like a strap, elastic strap that goes all the way around it if you wanted to. Lots of different ways you could close it off. But you've got your zipper pouch there, and then you've got your little pocket pouch at the back, which gets some clamshells as well. So yeah, that was that one. Affairable Essentials, that is called, because we did it on our affair. Hi, Denise. Hello. So I thought tonight I would just do a little demo of a couple of the stitches that were in that. So I'm going to start from the scratch on how to put it in your hoop. I know most of you have seen this 100 times, but I always still see someone with it upside down. So I'll just go through it again. You never know. You might pick something up. So on these hoops, which are my favourite hoops just to use because they're strong, they're cheap, they're clean, and you can get them really tight. The inside ring will say top, or this one says this side up, and the top has a little ridge on it. I don't know if you can just see the little ridge there. We go a bit further in. You might be able to just see what angle do I need to get it to see that ridge. That way. So you can see there's a ridge on there. It's just poking up a little bit. Okay, so that's the top. And on this one it says this side up. The other one it might say top. All right, so we put the middle ring down there with the ridge at the top because it says this side up. And then put your fabric over it, and then put your outer hoop over it. Start to tighten it up. Let's go half again. And then you want to pop it so that that little rim is through the top, okay? So that's poking out the top like that. And what that's going to do is not only hold it nice and tight, but it also raises the work so that it's above the hoop. If you've got it upside down, it's sunk down. It's not quite that low in the hoop, but it's sunk down in the hoop, and you have to then scoop down in. So once you've got it all nice and taut but not stretched, then just tighten it up, and we've got it like that. I should have got a darker colour thread so it shows up better, shouldn't I? Do I have a darker colour thread? I might have one. Let me see. This is my next project in waiting, but I think they're all fairly light threads. That might show it more. Okay, so when selecting our thread, we're going to find the end, which is normally away from the number, and pull out fingertip to elbow or thereabouts. And then we're going to strip the threads. Now I think on the pouch I used 3 strands for most things, but maybe just 2 strands for the running stitch and the pistol stitch. And the rest I think I used 3 strands. Maybe not, maybe it was 2 on everything. Can't remember what I wrote in the pattern. That looks like 3 though. All right, let's just go with 2 anyway. So if you only need 2, you still need to do what I call strip the thread. So just grab one piece and pull it straight up, smooth that out, and grab the next one and pull it straight up. And then I've got my 2 pieces that I'm going to lay back side by side, and that takes all the twist out of it so it doesn't knot and tangle as much. So even if you needed 6 strands, you would still take them out one at a time, strip the threads, and then lay them back side by side so they're not all twisted together. Okay, then we're going to thread our needle. So I'm going to pull the threads here back between my thumb and finger and pinch it close so that I can't see it, but I saw where it went. Hang on, over here. So I can see it there. I'm going to pinch it close, but I know where it is. And then I'm just going to push the needle onto the thread. Whoops, I only got one. Try and have them as even as possible. Okay, pinch close, push the needle onto the threads, and that's my needle threaded. And then I'm going to tie a knot. So I've got my threads in a circle, the end to the eye of the needle, 3 wraps, and then grab the wraps as I'm pulling it through, hold the eye so I don't unthread the needle, and pull the wraps down the bottom, and I have a knot. Okay, so we're going to start with a lazy daisy stitch, and it's simple. We'll just do one first, so it's like a detached chain, but it's just like a single chain stitch, and if you did lots of them, then it would be a chain stitch. So you just come up at A, go down right next to it, just one thread away, come up at B, so that's the end of your petal, thread under the needle, pull through, and just pull tight enough so that it's got a nice even curve, but it hasn't been stretched. Like if you pull too tight, you get a straight thing like that, and you don't get that nice rounded petal. So we just want it to be firm but still curved. And then you take the needle over the end of that loop to the back, and that locks it in, and that is a single chain stitch or a lazy daisy. Okay, now if we wanted to do a lazy daisy flower, like on here, now these ones I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I've done 8, okay, and the transfer gives you 8 dots, so that means you can do 8. Normally on a lazy daisy flower we tend to only do 5, odd number of 5, but this one I wanted a really full flower, so we did 8. But we want to be careful that we don't go all the way into the middle. So what I do is make a little spot for the middle, and then each petal will go on the outside edge of that. Now because I'm doing 8, I'm going to do 4 first, so I get them evenly around. And just note as I pull it through how I lay it down around. Now I can see that this camera is mirrored and looks like I'm left-handed and working backwards, so let's just unmirror it. Okay, so I've gone in next to it, come up at the end, thread under the needle and pull it through just gently. And I'm going to come straight across and do one out the other side. Now in the pattern you've got a transfer, so you'll get them all even, but I'm just using my eye so I'm trying to get the length of each one approximately the same. Now this one looks like it's a bit over that way, so I'm going to lay my thread around there and come this side. Sometimes if it's sort of got a twist in it, you want to get that as flat as possible so that your little petal stays nice and curved and flat. So now I'm going to put one in between them all. So I'm going to lay that around so it's untwisted and sitting comfortably. Straight across the other side. You just got to be careful that when you're coming up on that side, you don't catch the knot or any of the other stitches underneath, because that's going to pull them tight and pull them out of shape. So if you feel like you've got some extra resistance and you're going through a knot, just move the tip of your needle so that it comes through in a nice empty spot. Sometimes you might need to actually go through to the back and come up so that you're dodging everything. I'm going to fill in these 2 gaps. So if your little loop is trying to flip over because it's twisted or it's not sitting flat, then if your thread's getting too twisted, then let it hang, dangle, and get all the twists out, or just anti-clockwise spin the needle. We want that to be sitting nice. See, it doesn't want to go that way nicely, so I'm going to go that way instead because it's sitting flatter that way. All right, and there's our last petal, and we've got a nice 8-petaled flower. They're all sitting nice and plump and nice. Now you can do a couple of things. In this pattern you didn't, but you can use a different colour and do a double lazy daisy. So you do another one inside each petal, or you can, again with a different colour or the same colour, you can just do a straight stitch in the middle too, and that fills it out a little bit more. And You can imagine if you did that straight stitch with a different colour, it's like having a vein down the centre of each petal. So that just fills it out even more solid colour. I think in the pattern though, the lanyard pattern, because we use 3 strands and they're a bit smaller than what I've done on the demo so you could see it, then it didn't need any filling. It was quite plump already. You do have to stab stitch so you can get that needle right up in the middle of your loop, top or bottom. Okay, so there's a very nice plump filled daisy. What comments have I missed here? I might take my blue linen and transfers and iron my transfers on at work after everyone is asleep. Good idea. Lucky it's not a full moon. Oh, why is that, Donna? You've lost me. Okay, right. Okay, got it. Okay, so then I'm just going to end off that thread. And I will do a centre now in a different colour. Do I have a different colour here? I've just got some green here, so I'll do it in green. So in the centre, you can do a French knot. I like to do a colonial knot because it sits where I want it to go, right in the centre. Okay, where did you see me put my needle? Ah, in the pin cushion. How good was that? Where I should have put it. Oh, is that what it is, Fiona? Okay. They wander the hallways. All right, so come up with the centre where we left that little gap, and I'm going to do a colonial knot. So for those that you don't know a colonial knot, this is my little motto. So thumbnails kissing, needle pointing to 12 o'clock. You take it over, pick up the thread and turn to 9 o'clock. So my needle point is pointing out here to 9 o'clock. 2 wraps around the needle. Put the needle in the fabric. Try not to catch the knot. Pull that wrap down onto the fabric and then pull it through to the back. And we've got a nice little donut type. I'm going to do this and then come up a nice little donut type knot in the middle. Hard to get close enough. All right, and that's my colonial knot. Right, what other stitches was I going to show you? We will try the herringbone stitch. So for a herringbone stitch, you're going to have 2 lines. This is an iron-off pen, so it's not just a ballpoint pen that I'm drawing on there with. And again, in the pattern, you've got a transfer. So all these stitches are on there. So we come up on the bottom line and then we go up to the top line, but with the needle pointing backwards. So needle pointing to the left still. What's that trying to do? I don't want to remove that source. Okay, and then pull it through. And then we come down to the back bottom line again, but needle pointing backwards, and just take a little stitch and then up and go backwards and back. And you get the little cross stitch at the top and at the bottom, and you get a little herringbone sort of effect. Now, if you did your stitches at the top big, then you can join up your herringbone. like so. Okay, then you get that effect. So that's the herringbone stitch. And then the next one is the feather stitch. So I'm just going to come down here. And again, your feather stitch you do with 3 lines. I sometimes do the 2 wraps on the first point at 12 o'clock on the colonial. Never heard of that, Donna. Hello, Karen. Night, Catherine. Okay, so 3 lines for the feather stitch. And it's like doing a fly stitch over and over and over. So the first stitch, we're going to come straight across. So perpendicular on that line and then come down into your V. Okay, and the thread's under the needle. Then we come where that one comes up, we go straight over here. So directly across and then down in the center and thread under the needle. Then straight across there. I probably need to do it bigger so you can see, don't I? Maybe we'll I'll just iron off my lines. Not hot enough. Okay. All right, so I'm going to do a big one. I'm going to go straight across there and then you're going to come up in the middle of the 2. So I've got there, and then come up in the middle like a Y. Then straight across here and come up in the middle of the 2 top points like a Y. Straight across there. And that's how you do a feather stitch. Now you can do a double or a triple feather by coming across again and again. And this looks nice in really small feathers, dainty small feather stitch. And then you go back and back. And that's just different variations on the feather, but it's a really dainty stitch. So on this one, hi Susan, on this one I put 2 lazy daisies or 2 detached chains and a pistol stitch, so like a little flower bud on each one. And then in here in my herringbone I just put a colonial knot in the middle of each one. But there's all different, you can mix and match them and just build on all the stitches. I've got a needle book I should have brought you. I'll try and remember next week to show you that I did years and years ago where I just played with lots and lots and lots of different stitches. But yeah, it's good, doesn't it? So the one final one that I haven't shown you is the pistol stitch, which I have shown you before, but I'll just show you again. So the pistol stitch is either a French knot or a colonial knot, but instead of going back in next to it, you go back in out at the end. So you want to pull it tight onto the fabric before you pull it through, and you end up with a long straight stitch with a knot on the end. So it's really good for stamens and things like that. Again, I prefer the colonial knot. Make sure to pull it really firmly onto the fabric before you pull it through though. I'm going to do that again. With colonial knot, you don't want to get your thread too short. It gets tricky. Pull it firmly onto the fabric. Oops, I'm off the camera. Before you pull it through. And then you get your straight stitch with the little knot on the end. You could, of course, just do a straight stitch or a back stitch and then do a knot on the end. But this one just does it all at once. Onto the fabric, through to the back. And you've got your little stamen with a little knot on the end. So in here you've got them poking out of these little buds and out of these little buds here. The little pistol stitches there. So anyway, that is a few of the stitches that were in that project. I think most of the girls at retreat already knew them, but maybe they learnt one or two new things, and maybe you just picked up a couple of little tips there. Watch Marion's World. She's a lefties and does amazing stitching. I did look up Marion's World for the there was some chicken scratch. Someone told me last week there was some chicken scratch on there, so I did find one project of chicken scratch. She did it a little differently again than what I was doing it. As I said, with the chicken scratch, I don't think there was a right or wrong. Well done, Maureen. Good to hear. Donna's just put the link up for our little embroidery stitch book, Stitching with Hugs and Kisses, and that's got all step-by-step for all the stitches, for the main stitches that I've used in there as a good reminder, because sometimes if you haven't done a stitch for a long time, you just need just a little reminder where to start, where the needle comes up first. So for a lefty, Marion's World sounds like she's the way to go. But yeah, if you've got the Stitching with Hugs and Kisses little stitch book, it's just a little one that fits in your little sewing bag. It's a handy one to have. Yeah, that's a good little one to have. So I'll put some of those links in. Let me see. Okay, the curved safety pins. And the iron cleaner someone wanted. Some of the fabrics. Oh, that B one was called Honey and Lavender. There you go. That's why there was lavender in it. And the floral lanyard. The Fairable Essentials. And I'm just putting the bag making workshop. We've still got spaces in the bag making workshop in a couple of weeks. We've got a couple of people coming from interstate for that, so hopefully it goes ahead. It'll have to go ahead now, won't we? But yeah, we'd like some more numbers in that because we've got 2 teachers and 2 bags. So if you're local and want to do that, you never heard of pistol stitch, Nancy? It's probably not a really well-known one. And looking at it, you'd probably just think it's a straight stitch with the knot on the end. But yeah, it is actually. And it's like not pistol like bang bang. It's pistil like a pistil of a flower, stamen and pistil in a flower. Yeah, it's a good one. Okay, so no other questions? Did they all go in, those links? I think most of them went in. Not sure if that one did. I'll just put that back in. And we might finish it there. I'm heading on a plane in the morning off to Melbourne. Going to see Beetlejuice. Has anyone seen Beetlejuice yet? Beetlejuice, and then the Finders Keepers markets are on. And then we have a family birthday in Geelong. So, yeah, away for the weekend. But I will be back for live next Thursday. So never fear, I will be here. I might have a quilt top finish to show you. Project I've been showing a few peeks. We'll see, depending on how I go when I get back. Websites are all moved and working. Yay! So far, so good. So it should be no troubles ordering through the website again now at the moment, which is good. And yeah, other than that, we just need to draw the lottery jar. If you're new here, there's a couple of newbies. Every time you left a comment, you got your little head down in this lottery jar. So I'm just going to hide the messages and get a winner. Karen Walker. There you go. Well, you can pop in for something next time you're in if you're still here. Are you still here, Karen? Oh, Karen. No, I thought you were doing it. Yes. That's potentially, I suppose, you could do one day. I don't know. I'd have to ask Tina, but because you're sort of a little bit more experienced, if that works. But yes. Okay, I'm not even taking any sewing with me because there'll be no time for sewing. We're doing family stuff, but that's all right. Still there. Well done, Karen. Okay, so yeah, next time you're in, we'll sort something out there. Okay. See you all next week. Have a great stitchy week. I've got a few projects got ahead and got a few designed this week, so I've got a few things to work on now. And we will see you all same time, same place next week. Okay, bye for now. Nice short one.